right, everyone. Our next learning objective is 4.5, which is compare and contrast the different theories on dreaming. So, there's been this huge discussion about the purpose of dreams and the benefits thereof. Most of this conversation always began with Sigmund Freud. If you guys remember, he's the guy who created the psychoanalytic theory. And he developed a line of work to where he cited that a lot of our unhealthy behavior comes from our unconscious mind. And so part of that unconscious mind is very much deep down within our conscious, and it's connected to our id. Now, what's really significant about this is that your unconscious mind houses a lot of fear, a lot of sexual desires and aggression. And so oftentimes we do not know what's really in our unconscious mind. And so one of the ways to figure out what's there is to examine your dreams. Because according to Freud, dreams are the road to our unconscious mind. And so in order for us to really figure out what's within us, you need someone who's very astute and evaluating or interpreting dreams. So Freud created a text or a book called The Interpretation of Dreams, in which he taught individuals to look at one's overall dream. And so we call that the manifest content. The manifest content is everything that that person recalls from that dream. And then the therapist or the interpreter will look at some of the symbols in the dream and then attempt to interpret it. Now, looking at the symbolic meanings of a dream is called finding the latent content. You want to understand what's going on, what's creating this said issue. And so through that, one is able to decode a dream. So just to give you guys some example of symbols, you will find that Freud believed that if we had a dream about cooking or about a cupboard in the kitchen, it was very much representative of a female individual. And if you have dreams of something like a gun, it's very much reflective of a masculine individual. But again, you will look at the different symbols, look at the context of the dream, and then decode it, and thereby addressing whatever issue that the person is having, which means that the issue will be quote unquote resolved. Now, a lot of people went on to create even more work about figuring out what is the underlying cause of dreams. Even Freud's protege, Jung, created some wonderful work. Another major theory that explains the purpose of dreams is the memory theory. So this particular line of thought suggests that dreams are a way for us to consolidate information, like important information, and get rid of the trivial details in memory. Oftentimes, people use this theory to affirm our need to receive a proper night's rest after learning some form of significant information. So the memory theory is commonly used as well. Another major hypothesis that I commonly use to cite for why individuals experience dreams is the continuity hypothesis. So this line of thought suggests that dreaming is a way of coping with daily problems and issues. So if you've commonly had a reoccurring dream about an issue that you constantly have, This hypothesis says that your dreams are a way for you to resolve that said issue. A good example of this could be when you're preparing for your first speech and speech class. A lot of people will start to have some form of dream about, having some form of issues with dropping your note cards or fumbling or looking down. So the continuity hypothesis cites the fact that your dream is to help you very much solve that issue of having to give a speech, which I can pretty much buy. Another major theory that I oftentimes refer to when attempting to explain someone's dream is the threat simulation theory. So, this particular theory takes on more of an evolutionary function or evolutionary approach of dreams. And it cites the fact that dreams are presented as a way to solve significant and dangerous problems. So if you found yourself having a dream about someone's chasing you down a darkened alley and you're falling and things of that nature, the TST says that that is a dream to help you to survive, to learn ways to remedy whatever the issue really is. And so it will maintain your level of survival. The last theory that attempts to explain why we have dreams is the activation synthesis theory. So this theory cites that dreams have no symbolic meaning, that what we're experiencing is the fact that our brain is having some form of rapid firing, some form of neural impulses that's presenting during REM sleep, and that it starts to present pictures or images for us. However, there's no significance to it. It's just a byproduct of our brain properly functioning. So most people who says that dreams have no significant meaning often use the activation synthesis theory. Now, that is it for Learning Objective 4.5. See you in the next slide. Bye-bye.